Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Edric walked atop the battlements of Barrow Hall, looking out over the vast wooden town of Barrowton below, or Barrowtown as the small folk called it. His new lands gifted to him by his king Ambrose for years of loyal service to House Sevenstar. The town's broad streets stretched out in all directions, lined with great elm trees from where his keep sat at its centre, atop a huge high hill that the first men called the Great Barrow. Northern legend would have it that the great first king of the first men was buried beneath the hill. Some even said it was the resting place of the last king of the giants. In past times, Edric would have laughed in the face of the fools to tell him such ridiculous tales. That was before he'd faced the terror of giants upon the battlefields in the frozen north, however. Now he knew better than to doubt ancient myths and stories. Who was he to say what's real or not? He'd only lived 45 years, only 25 of them on northern soil. He'd never understand these strange cold lands like the first men did. This was an ancient land and settlement, nearly as old as the North itself. It was a great honour to have such famous and sought after lands bestowed upon him. The old lords of Barrowton, the Dustins, had died out many years ago, the last Lord Dustin falling in battle several decades ago. Not only had he been given the town though, he'd also been given the high lordship of the Barrowlands to rule over. He would have the Lords of Silverspear and the Fever as his vassals. The two castles had been granted to a young member of House Silvereye and Max Richards respectively. Both Andor lords, that was good. They were more likely to remain loyal and help keep the savage lands and its people peaceful, as well as aid in spreading the faith of the Seven in a land where the old gods were rooted deep, nearly as deep as the weirwoods they loved so much. Ambrose had forbade Edric to despoil the godswood of Barrowton. The late King Anger would have allowed the horrid thing to be burnt to the ground. His son was different, however. A man of Andalia is free to worship any gods he likes, so long as he stays loyal to House Sevenstar and keeps the king's peace. Edric didn't like it, yet he respected his king's decision, always obedient no matter the order or the cost. He looked down into his arms. "One day this will all be yours, Anger." The baby looked back up at him as it suckled on its fingers. He turned to the side to show his newborn son and heir the vast open plains of the Barrowlands as far as the eye could see, all good land for farming and building. Best of all, it was vastly populated with wild northern horses, great big robust things much stronger than the ones brought over from the Andal homelands. With these, Andalia's cavalry would be even more unstoppable, as well as securing Edric as one of the kingdom's most powerful men. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Knights of the North with King Ambrose of Andalia. In the last episode we expanded massively, cleaning the Barrowlands here, which we have renamed these places, so we'll go onto that. We now have the Father's Fields here, which is the Barrowlands, which are now ours, and then we have the Stranger's Hills, which are the Bolton lands, and then Grey Cliffs. But we'll go back to the normal screen. So yes, Andalia has probably doubled in size, maybe a little bit more. In our new lands we have Barrowton, Silverspear, Fever, we have Bullseye, the Dreadfort, Wolf's Watch, High Point, Lunar Woods, Frosty Shore and Greyhold. We will go through all our new lands and our characters who are living in those lands and have a little look around the realm and at how people are getting on in this episode. We're going to arrange some marriages, arrange some guardians, and sort out the realm ready for the future as we let our new lands start to prosper and come peacefully into our Andal kingdom. We are going to have to do a lot of upgrades with the new lands as they are going to be a little bit behind our old Andalia, as we could call it, as we were quite well further advanced than the rest of the north. So our other lands are quite a little bit behind. They're a little bit first man still. As you can see, there's still the old god religions as well in most of our new lands, but I'm sure the faith of the Seven will spread. It already looks like they're spreading in Barrowton, which is no surprise when we've got Edric Firehand there, and the culture is also spreading of Andal Northmen. It's all of the Warriors' Watch is now classed as Andal Northmen as well, and I'm sure that will also spread eventually. Well, I'm hoping that it does. So yeah, let's have a little look around the realm. Obviously here we are, King Ambrose. He's 35 now, so he is getting on quite a bit. We've still only got our 2 daughters. Princess Alice, our youngest daughter, who is attractive and a poor fighter, but her stats are coming along fairly nicely. And we have Princess Violet as well, who is absolutely incredible with her high diplomacy, attractive and quick, fussy, curious, socializer, diligent and kind. She's going to be absolutely awesome if she does end up becoming queen. She is next in line. That's our heir, because at the moment we don't have a son. We do have a couple of new characters to get out of the way as well before we go around the rest of the kingdom and have a look at how everyone else is getting on. So we have Foreign Greyhammer, who is a Andal First Man and Andal Northman. He's a dutiful commander, an inspiring leader, a Lightfoot leader, unyielding, a formidable fighter, strong, a giant, a knight, brave, wrath, and gregarious. Then we have Jorin Alderman, who is a Valeman come north, and he is an elusive shadow. He's attractive, shrewd, scarred, brawny, a trained fighter, a master seducer, cynical, and wrath. Oh no, Master Schemer, sorry, not Master Seducer. And then we have John Frostfire, our final custom character. This guy absolutely terrifies me with that incredible intrigue. But he is a Northman who worships R'hllor, which is interesting, with the R'hllor sigil as well, as you can see. A frosty, flaming heart. He's an elusive shadow, a genius. He's fire obsessed. He's a Master Seducer. He's a Master Schemer, a torturer, patient, deceitful, cynical, ruthless, and lustful. I have set up marriages for all of those as well, as you can see, so that they don't die off. So let's have a look around the kingdom. Obviously, we gave the Barrowlands to Lord Edric Firehand for years of loyal service, and he has finally had a son who is named Enger Firehand, and he's strong, so he started off pretty well, but yet he's named him after the late king, who Edric obviously idolised. He's 44, so there's still time for his wife to hopefully pop out another child, and he does have his daughter as well. Hopefully he'll set up a matrimonial marriage there to expand the Firehands, but at least he's had a son now, which is great news. Let's make him important so we can keep an eye on him. Then over in Silverspear, we gave that to the Silver Eyes, young Lord Dywin Silvereye, who is a giant. That's his only trait so far. He's only 5 years old, so I'm sure that he'll progress into something decent, hopefully a great warrior. In Fever, we have Lord Max Richards, who does have a son, Wilbert Richards, and a daughter, Lollis Snow, who we know all about. That's the bastard that he had with Estian Rack's wife. The rest of these lands are the same as they were before. Silverreed, we have House Fern. Sevensguard is House Redguard, the famous knight Davos. Whitford is the Rosehearts, but it's all about his... Oh, no, sorry, it's the Jossos. And wow, he's got a lot of children. Lord Manfred Josso, who is married to the Morgath Gyel, isn't he? Yes, if I remember correctly. Then White Star is the Rosehearts. And I can't wait for Stefan Roseheart. This guy is going to be an amazing warrior. 14 now. Impressive traits already. He's quick and a skilled fighter. Giant, strong. Absolutely. He's probably going to be better than the original Stefan Roseheart. And he's betrothed already to be a Sevenstar. Who's be a Sevenstar? Oh, the blue Sevenstars. Oh, okay. I was hoping to try and betroth somebody to him, but fair enough. He's already betrothed to the blue Sevenstar, so okay. Oldcastle, we have House Bloom, Colmore Bloom, and then his son. Where is it? No, it's his grandson, isn't it? Colmore Bloom, who's half Rack as well. He's very impressive. Oh, and he's already betrothed to Isa Roseheart. Okay, so there's 2 of the marriages I wanted to set up with the royal family already gone. So, okay, never mind. Maiden's Gate, we obviously have the blue stars of House Sevenstar. Warrior's Watch, we have Albert Morgoth, who's finally had a son. A little Ned Morgoth will make him important, so we can keep an eye on him. So at least House Morgoth hopefully won't die out now. Black Sheep Hills, we have House Lancer, who's got 4 daughters now. He really needs to pop out a son. His wife is only 33, so hopefully he will do so at some point. Hornwood, we obviously have House Rack. He's got plenty of children. Estian and his 2 children. He has Joa Rack, who's progressing nicely, 7 years old, and then he has Samwell Rack as well, who's got very Valyrian features, and he's attractive and has dragon dreams, which he's inherited from his mum, which is pretty cool. But also at the Hornwood, we've got the other children, Donis Rack, who's had 4 children with House Bloom, Sabifarak, who is married to Redguard, and they've had a son. Then we have Kelisrak, who's now a skilled fighter, which is awesome, as well as a heavy infantry leader and a skilled commander. He's 17, he's unmarried as of yet. And then we have Jeffrey Rack, who is a skilled fighter, strong and inspiring leader, a skilled commander, humble, temperate, brave, stubborn and erudite. So he's very impressive for a 16-year-old. Over in the bullseye, we obviously have Lord Old Edward Houghton, the crippled commander's son, who's inherited lands in his father's name. He is quick and curious, so interesting. In the Dreadfort, we have young Lord Theon Bolton. We let them keep the High Lordship of the Dreadlands, which is now called the Stranger's Hills. Over in Wolf's Watch, we have Lord Erman Salzard, so they're finally landed. He's our friend as well. They've not had any children yet, although his wife has had a bastard son with Sir Lister Sevenstar of the Blue Branch. High Point, we have Lord Robin Brightmire, who has had a son already, Eusen Brightmire, who is a dwarf. Then over in Frosty Shore, we have Lord Ellery Flake, our nephew and ward, who's progressing quite nicely. Skilled fighter, he's got the flu. That's probably been up in those new cold lands that he owns. Over in Lunar Woods, we have House Crescent, who do have a daughter, Melina Crescent. And then finally, but certainly not least, we have Lord Brandon Greystark of the Grey Cliffs, who has his son Owen Greystark, who somehow has picked up Formidable Fighter at the age of 11, and Green Dreams. He's haughty, playful, a squire, rowdy, and quick. So he's going to be ridiculously impressive. And then he has a little sister as well, Ronessa Greystark, who has Green Dreams as well. But that is all our lords and such in our new lands. But now we're going to have to sort out some marriages. We've got a lot of marriages to sort out for the royal family, so let's have a look. We'll sort out the ones for our nieces first. So we have little Alice Sevenstar. Oh wow, okay, so she's strong, attractive and quick. Very impressive. Right, so she's our youngest brother's daughter, so let's arrange a betrothal for her to someone in our realm if we can. To be honest, I don't like the look of all these random people. Let's go find characters. Men, my religion, any culture, just in our realm, and we'll look for the ones around her age, and we'll see who we can marry Alice Sevenstar to. So she's 8, so they can be a little bit older, and it won't matter too much. Edmure Roseheart. Wow, he's pretty impressive. Edmure Courtier in White Star. He's strong, he's a giant, haughty, poor fighter, but he's a Roseheart. Yeah, so if we can arrange a betrothal between Edmure Roseheart and Alice, or which one's the right one? That one, isn't it? Alice Sevenstar, our niece. Yes, there we go. So that's a match for her. She does have a Sibyl and Rosamund Sevenstar, but she's only 0 years old. She's got a stutter. How would you know it's 0 years old? But okay, but we'll leave her for now because she's still quite young. Then we have Lionel's daughter, who is Freya Sevenstar, who is curious and an idolizer, and she's 10, so we'll try and find her a decent match as well from a powerful house. Whitford, we could marry her to Whitford. Not Whitford, to a Josso. Severus Josso. Let's actually, instead of doing this, let's go round the lands actually. So Whitford, Pyrrhus Josso, the heir, he's already betrothed to a Fen. So Wilbert Josso, who's the second in line. Garrett Josso. Wilbert Josso is 4 years old though. Pyro Josso is 12, so maybe not a Josso. Then what about a Redguard? Sir Jorin Redguard's 24. He has a son, Davos Redguard, who's only 2, so it's not going to be, probably not going to be them either. Then what about Silver Spear? Lord Dywin of Silver Spear. He's only 5 years old with Silver Eye. Let's arrange a betrothal between him. So he's 5, and then one of our younger princesses maybe. Let's go for Rosamund then, who's only 0 years old. Yeah, that'll work. And we've also got, right, what about the Blooms? If we've got a Bloom to marry, that would be good. Colmore's already married off. And what about Mance Bloom? He's 10 years old. Fairly decent. Let's arrange a betrothal between Mance Bloom and... let's go for Freya for him then. They're of the same age. There we go. So that's that. And now we just have our own daughters left to find marriages for. So we have Princess Alice, who is attractive and a poor fighter, fairly decent trait. She's got a childhood focus of thrift. Her ward is Estian because he's got great stewardship, so hopefully that will pass on to Princess Alice. Right, so who have we got that could be a good match for our daughter? It's got to be someone fairly highborn. Ellery Flake. Yeah, we could marry. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea, to be fair. He's the Lord. Yeah, let's arrange a betrothal between Ellery Flake and our daughter, Princess Alice. They are cousins, but never mind. They are in medieval times. There's nothing wrong with that. And then we have Violet, who is 12 years old now, but I don't want to marry her off just yet because obviously if we don't have a son, we don't want her to lose the family name. I wanted to marry her to Owen Greystark, but we might not be able to do that if we don't get a son. Hopefully we'll get a son in the next few years. Now that war is over, if we stop ourselves from leading armies and we'll stay around the court, hopefully we can get Rennie pregnant again. She's still only 35, so she's got plenty of time to hopefully have another child. Oh, and she is pregnant anyway. Oh, awesome. So hopefully we'll get a son then that time, and then we can marry off Violet to young Owen, who is 11. So they're near enough of age, and that'd be an awesome marriage. The two best friends, King Ambrose and Lord Brandon, their children marrying would be great. And it'd also be the first match between a Sevenstar and a Thirstman, which would be really interesting. And our vassals, I think there was a few of us that needed sorting out, wasn't there? All these young people that need guardians. It's a lot of sorting out this episode, so I do apologise for that. But here we go. We've got the Shycrosses. We've got Don Gino Shycross. Okay. He's a skilled fighter and patient. He needs a betrothal. Is there anyone in our court that we could betroth him to that's fairly important? Got an Andal court Northman. We don't really have anybody else, though. So, no, we haven't got anyone for him. Who is his guardian? Master Damien. Oh, but he has got a younger sister who's 6, who's ugly, apparently. Have we got anyone we can arrange a betrothal with her for, though, in our court? Joe Arak? He could probably do... I didn't think of Joe Arak. We should have probably betrothed one of our family members to Joe Arak. That would have been a good match, considering he's going to end up being the High Lord of the Warrior's Watch. But never mind, a bit late for it now. There's a lot of daughters and that such about as well, isn't there? Lord young Ned. We won't arrange a betrothal or anything for them. I think it's time for a mid-POV anyway, guys. Young Theon Bolton sat atop his father's high chair at the head of the table in the Great Hall. As always, the room was dim and smoky, dimly lit by the many torches that lined the walls clamped tight within the skeletal hands that jutted from the walls. He dug his knife into the solid wood table, etching a crudely carved flayed man. He would have much rather have been outside in the yard watching the men train, or out on a ride on his favourite horse, yet his uncle had instead forced him to attend the dreadfully boring council meeting. "Theon!" his uncle shouted, snapping back to the room. "Your Lord Father is dead, little lord. That makes you the new Lord Bolton. You must attend council and learn what it means to rule. Please listen." His Lord Father had recently perished on the battlefield, slayed by the Andal invaders from across the sea. It was said he fought valiantly and died bravely, whatever that meant. He saw his eldest sister roll her eyes. "You know he isn't paying attention, old man." Theon knew his sister and uncle didn't exactly see eye to eye. He'd sometimes see them get into several screaming matches since the death of his father, which had scared him so much he would hide in his room and pull the covers over his head. He'd heard his father and uncle talk of his sister before. When they didn't realise he was listening, father said she had the bad blood of the Red Kings of old. Theon wasn't sure what that meant, yet it scared him all the same. "My lords and ladies, something needs to be done about the bands of outlaws. They're running riot. The country and woods are full of them, deserters from the Northern Army, many of which are Bolton men," his uncle said, sounding very serious, which made Theon perk his ears curiously. "Our lands lie diminished by war, our crops burnt, our animals put to the slaughter, our previous bannermen dead or fled." His sister scoffed. "What does it matter? The foreigners can deal with them easily enough. If they can tame wolves, what do a few mere cockroaches and vermin matter to them?" Theon had only seen a few of these so-called Andals. The odd one had been brought to the castle in chains to be taken down below to the place he was forbidden to go. None of them were ever seen again. They didn't look all that scary, just like normal men. His sister frightened him much more than they ever could. I don't think you understand the seriousness of this situation, girl. We've lost 2/3 of your Lord Father's lands, all our loyal vassals gone, our new bannerman Ambrose, who'd instantly replace us should we step out of line. The Sevenstars think they do us an honour by sparing us our ancestral lands. The truth is we are nothing but powerless slaves under foreign rule. His sister raised her eyebrows. We should be more concerned about the Stark stray who, I should remind you, is of Theon Stark's stock, born to a nameless bitch but a Stark nonetheless. Ah yes, they've placed the bastard in your father's lands north of here, making him a high lord, his uncle spat in disgust. His sister faced to turn him, her pale cold eyes burrowed into his soul. Why don't you go out and play? I think it is best you leave the work to those who can understand. She gave him a chilling smile. The boy shall remain, he is lord of the Dreadfort, not you. He must know the truth of the dire situation our house now finds itself in. If we do not act correctly, our ancient house could find itself extinguished. I never thought the time would come that the flayed man would miss the wolves of Winterfell, his uncle sighed. Much less befriend them. How could the Starks let this happen? The Red Kings of the North would never have allowed these foreign brats and crossbreeds to even step ashore. His sister's expression shifted into one of pure hate and disgust. Theon began to sink into his seat and let out a slight whimper of fear. He knew what happened when his sister got into that mood. For now we must play the part of the loyal vassal. The future of our house depends on it. Our time will come. We will rebuild and plant our seeds and be prepared for once they ripen. One thing is for certain though, Theon will not be fostered by that Stark bastard. Okay guys, so I hope that you enjoyed the mid-POV. You have a new heir if your character dies now, you will play as Princess Violet of Andalia. I already knew that, but okay. We'll just let things tick along. We do have our court to sort out. We're probably going to have better people to act as stuff now. Master of Laws, obviously we lost Max Richards now, because obviously he is now under Edric, so he'll probably be his Master of Laws. So we've got our brother acting as Master of Laws for now. Blessed when you're in your house, I've decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between Rosamund and Lord Dywin. Awesome. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I've decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between Alice and Edmure Roseheart. Awesome. Between Mance Bloom and Freya Sevenstar is accepted. Awesome. Between Lord Ellery of Frostshaw and Princess Alice has been accepted as well. And a marriage, oh yeah, just for one of our courtiers, has also been accepted. Perfect. Peace with you. Regrettably, I feel it would not be in the best interest for foreign to marry. Okay. Let's see if we can... Master at Arms is still going to be Edric. Of course it's going to be Edric. Who else could it be? Master of Coin, Estienne will remain. I do think we have a better Master of Whisperers, obviously, now, though, with John. So we'll go with John as our Master of Whisperers. Our Maester is Thistle Hardhunter. Yeah, we don't really have anyone else. That's the Wood Witch. Rob Stark has called in a favour on Lawrence of Winterwood. Okay. And then, obviously, our Septon will remain as Roix. I am going to send you to scheme over on the sisters, because if I remember rightly, they were trying to start a faction for independence, so we don't want that kicking off. Right, our designated region is Prince Lionel. Our bodyguard, Oswin, you should not be our bodyguard. I removed you from that, so how have you got back on it? We'll go with, I think we will go with Thorin. He's a bit of a beast. Bodyguard, will remove Edric from that. Sorry about that, Edric, but you're not technically in our court anymore, are you? So we will... Well, then again, we don't really have anyone else, so we'll just leave you on there, actually. We've got room for one more bodyguard. Winter is coming. Okay. We haven't... Who do we have as our other bodyguard? Yeah, let's go with you, the Roynish bloke. Why not? Court Gesture, obviously, we'll leave empty for now. We don't want to upset people. I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed? We will do nothing for now. Ask politely. Most of our things are filled. Cupbearer, I think we'll change it from Lord Roger for now. Sorry, Lord Roger, but you are quite old. I don't think you want to be a cupbearer, do you, at your age? We'll go with somebody a bit. Let's go see if we've got any of the youngsters about in court. Any of our young squires or anything that could do it. Not really. Do you know what then? We'll go for Brandon, our close friend. Paramount Knight should be Edric, considering he wins every tournament. Court Tutor, Roix Branch. Do we have anyone better than Septon Roix? No, so we'll keep him as that. King's Justice will now be Okay, he's not there. Not the person who I wanted it to be is not there. So it's going to stay as Sir Gerald Mendleton. How is Sir Gerald getting on, actually? Has he had a child yet? Yes, he has. He's had a son. Jacoros Mendleton. And he no longer has cancer either. But he is one-handed from when Edric hurt him in the tournament. But he's finally had a son at the age of 50. So at least his family won't die out. So that's good. Where we was sorting out our minor councils. Is there anything else that needs filling in? Commanders. Do we have any better commanders than the ones that are in there? Not really. Oh yeah, foreign. We'll go with foreign. Squeeze him in there. Our council is all sorted. Look at all them loyalists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loyalists. So that's great. And one of them owes us a favour as well. Our Hand of the King Rogar. That's great news. I don't really think there's much more for us to sort out really now. We'll let our armies recover. We'll let our lands recover. We will probably host a tourney soon. Honoured King, do not speak to me of obligations and duties. I may be your vassal, but that does not make me your slave. I am within my full right to associate with whichever faction I wish. Okay, you prick. Factions, he's the only one in his faction. Then we have Liege Loyalists, led by Lord Rogar, who's in that, Sir Davos, Medgar, Colmar, Manfred, Edric, and Brandon. So loads of people in that. So I don't think anything's going to kick off soon. Our money is fairly low. Would be good to hold a feast maybe, wouldn't it? The prosperity of your capital. Yeah, we'll hold a feast to celebrate, obviously, our massive victory that we've had. So we'll do that. And then we do need to improve some things. I think I'll go over to Barraton. Did I already do it? Yes, I already did it. Building stables. Because we want to obviously get a lot of cavalry from over in our new lands in the Barrowlands. We're going to try and improve the economy. The economy is not great in our new lands, as you can see. The Barrowlands are dark red, which they should not be. These are quite prosperous lands. We'll get them improved. Like, look at the land around Andalia. It's all a very nice green. Apart from all our new lands are just dark red. So we need to bring those up to match the rest of our kingdom, of course, to make all of it as prosperous as Andalia. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuffs to serve. I'll spend lavishly on food. Too much eating and too little exercise have caught up with me. I have gained the fat trait. Oh, nice. Most of the preparations for the feast have been made now. I only have to send out the invitations. I hereby invite you. Yep, we'll invite everyone. Stuff's still going a bit wild down south with the whole weird dawn thing, but everything else is fairly normal other than the Blackwater Bay. The fire blasted right past my face and I felt how my hair started to curl away from the fire. The fire eater had been a bit too careless for my taste, but his troop and he were clearly greatly skilled. The guests would be impressed if they entertained at my feast. Yeah, we'll get all the guests happy so we can get the land prospering, of course. We'll just need a son really now. We need to let the lands prosper. There's a lot to do to get the land up to scratch. A lot of these lands aren't that impressive. At the age of 67, your acquaintance Alan de Salazar died a natural death. Wow, he really did live to an old age, bless him. His son's still going though, married to Lady Renessa of Wolf's Watch. And he's got a sister as well who's married to Prince Owen. They've got 2 daughters. But yeah, a lot of these provinces can be upgraded. We've got room to build a new holding in Greyhold. The guests have finally arrived in Sevenstar. They have been given bread and salt as is their guest right. All is now ready. The cooks have worked day and night preparing the food. Our stocks of spice liqueur have been replenished and the castle has never looked lovelier. Welcome to my feast. Yes, we've got room to build a new province there in Greyhold. Septon Lennox of the Faith of the Seven Uprising has declared Faith of the Seven revolt against King Ambrose the Unredder. Okay. We have room to build one thing in Frosty Shore. It's not the most impressive place, but we'll probably build a city there because we've already got a castle. And we've got one thing to build in Lunar Woods. We'll probably go with a city there as well, just for the economy. Got room to build one more in High Point. Room to build 2 in Wolf's Watch, so that's good. We can make Wolf's Watch pretty impressive. Room to build one more in the Dreadfort. Got room for one more in Bullseye, so we'll probably build another castle there. Hornwood still has room for one more. Warrior's Watch is maxed out. Black Sheep Hills are maxed out. Maiden Gate is. Old Castle is. Still got room for one more holding in Sevensport, which I'm not sure if we're going to go for another city or a castle. We have 2 castles, 3 cities, so we probably will go for a castle. But then again, with it being a huge city, I am tempted to add a 4th city just to get so much more trade coming into Sevensport as it is already. White Star's maxed out. Whitford is as well. So Sevenstar. The Fever can have one more holding added. So can Silver Spear, and Barraton can have one more holding added. I think we'll probably go for another city there in Barraton. Silver Reed as well can have a new holding. So there's lots to improve and lots of expanding that we can do before we move on. I don't think Ambrose will probably see any more war. He's not the biggest fan of war, as we know. He's done that war. He had a great victory. That's probably going to be enough for his lifetime. And then we'll see what the next ruler brings. But it's probably going to take us a good few years or a decade or two to get stuff in line to where we want it anyway. It could be said I invited Lady Jance with an ulterior motive, seeing as I claim Green Star as mine. Perhaps I can find some way to convince her to give up the title to me. I have enough titles. I don't need one more. No, why are we trying to steal it? We don't... No. My courtier, Euron Riverblood, has expressed a desire to get married, and he has asked for permission to find a suitable spouse. Marry as you please. Titus spoke up and told everyone how great the food was at my feast. Who's this? Just a courtier. Married to Timor. Okay. I was really glad someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I had worked to ensure that the food was the best part of the feast. Your Grace, I've collected an ample tax revenue in Sevenstar. Thank you very much. 43 gold. Wow. Lord Almond Salzar's uses entered the feast in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that Sir Lister Sevenstar sullied his honour by having illicit relations with his wife behind his back, and demands a recompense for this slight. Sir Lister must be arrested and made to answer for this. I will order Sir Lister to pay. Yeah, I'll order him to pay you. He did do that. We did actually know that did happen. He did Father Bassett, and then named it after Herman's father, which was just adding insult to injury, really, by giving the bastard a Salzard name. The feasting has begun, and the endless courses you ordered are impressing the guests. The pinnacle of these is an enormous pie, cemented with smaller pies forming a crown. The crust of the large pies are silvered all round and glit at the top. Each pie contains a whole roe deer, a gosling, 3 capons, 6 chickens, 10 pigeons, 1 young rabbit, and no doubt to serve as seasoning or stuffing, a minced loin of veal, 2 pounds of fat, and 26 hard-boiled eggs covered with saffron and flavoured with cloves. Okay, that's just made me pretty hungry. That is an excessive amount of food. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a future king. We have actually got most of the, to move these out of the way, most of the decent Northlands now. There's not a lot there. Maybe we'll probably take the Rills, but other than that, the rest of it's pretty poor. We don't really want it. I think we'll probably look south at some point. Why go further north into the cold when we could come south and take... We obviously want to take Greywater Watch to stop the Reeds aiding the north like before. And some of the lands in the North Riverlands are... Obviously, the Crossing is an amazing holding. Look at that. It's almost a full holding, so it'd be good if we could get the Crossing. And we could earn a lot of money from that as well, just like the Freys did. That is owned by House Josso at the minute. One of the Josso sons has gone off and got his own land. So it's a bit annoying, really, that he's gone and took that land, but then not swearing fealty to us. Got a non-aggression pad, but he should be swearing fealty to us, not the Muds, considering he was under us. And then it'd be nice to maybe take the northern Vale lands here, just to get a nice mouth all the way around the Gulf of the Bight. If we could own all of that, that would be awesome, especially with the succession crisis, which is soon to follow in the Vale once Queen Rowena dies. It could be the perfect time for us to expand into those lands. And I don't really want to just take all the north, because then it's just the north. I'd like to keep the north as the north, and Dahlia its own kingdom with its own new borders, not just the north borders. It'd be nice to have one with different land, some of the Riverlands, some of the Vale, maybe take some more of the islands. It would be really interesting. We'll see how it goes though. It all depends on what kings we get in the future, of course. King Ambrose Sevenstar, I hereby invite you to participate in the tourney of Black Sheep Hills, where the best knights and lords of the north shall be invited to compete. Yeah, we'll enter. My dear friend, I wish to give you the honour of sending my child Wilbert to you in Sevenstar, Lord Max of the Fever, Lord Wilbert Richards. Yeah, okay, we'll take him on, why not? But yeah, we've got a tourney to enter, which is surely going to be interesting. We'll forward things along, get some years going by. The last of the guests has returned home, and everyone agreed it was this year's greatest feast. I had a great run, and so did everyone else. +2 diplomacy, vassal opinions up by 5, and it's going to make us prosper as well, which is awesome. It's good that it made our diplomacy better as well, though. That's great news. Your Septon Roix branch has been discovered, charging money for various religious favours, putting the gold in his own pocket. Intolerable, disappointing, but no, intolerable. We're going to have to... We didn't want that. This is why we got Septon Roix, because we had very bad septons before who were all complete bastards and they were putting their hand in the money. They were all very corrupt. And now he's doing it himself. Disappointing but understand. Intolerable. We're going to have to remove him, aren't we? There's not really else we can do. If he's done that, we've got to remove him. Tourney of Black Sheep Hills. After arriving in Black Sheep Hills, the first day of the tourney began in earnest. You tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you unhorse easily. Now in the coming days, the final round of lists begin, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I shall ready my horse. Who are we going to have as our Septon now? Have we even got another Septon? Roex, Cormond, Septon of Snow. I'm just going to put Roex back in, but at least then we don't upset people. And we obviously want to change the people of Barraton to Faith of the Seven. The Tourney Herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You have been drawn against John Roseheart. You mount your charge and take a lance from your squire and ride to the end of the tilt as John does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Oh, pardon me, yawning. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guard your lance in to strike while evading their charge hit. It was Lord Colmore Bloom and Sir Lucas Longfort's turn. Oh, so did we get through or not? So Lucas won in the final tilt. Colmore was sent flying. Okay. You expertly struck John with your lance right in the middle of his breastplate, causing the lance to shatter into 1,000 pieces. It sent him flying from the saddle. Awesome. So we got through. It'd be nice for us to actually win one, wouldn't it? Cynthia, who's that? The wife of Lord Osmond Silvereye. Okay. No one can beat me. Gain 2 prestige. The Tourney Herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You have been drawn against Sir Harstin Sevenstar. What's happened to him? Oh, he's just wounded. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire and ride to the end of the list as Sir Harstin does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. As you close into your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guard your lance into strike whilst evading their charge hit. I was seated beside Sir Carlin Gullet at the feast, and although we had never really talked before, we really hit it off. We ended up together in the garden with a couple of bottles of black beer from Lord Roos's well-stocked cellar. Okay, Lord Carlin Gullet, I don't know who you are, but it looks like we're going to become friends. You're betrothed to... Oh, okay, you're betrothed to a lancer. Interesting. You expertly struck Sir Harstin with your lance right in the middle of his breastplate, causing the lance to shatter. Oh, awesome, we've got through again. We might end up winning. You have been declared the winner, defeating Sir Harstin and Sevenstar in a fine joust. We might actually win. Oh, no. The Tourney Herald announces the competitor of the next joust. You have been drawn against Lord Edric Firehand. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list as Lord Edric does likewise. Great. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Your opponent got the better of you and you met in the centre of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow on their armour while their lance hits true. Lord Edric Firehand's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You are left lying in the dirt, defeated as the crowd cheers Lord Edric. Ouch. I only reached the semi-finals of this tourney, having been finally knocked off my horse by a superior jouster. Though my glory is lessened this day, I can still claim a purse for reaching the final rounds. My squire deserves some credit. Owen Greystar, yes. So we'll give that to Owen. Lord Edric Firehand has been declared the winner, defeating you. There is always next time. A son was born to Yorick Hook and Winifred Snow named Roland Hook, and he's been born with the attractive trait. Interesting. Lord Edric Firehand and Sir Lucas Longfort were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Lucas was eventually in horse, leaving Lord Edric to be declared the winner. So he's won another tourney. After many tilts over several days, only 2 knights remained undefeated. Sir Norbert Sevenstar and Lord Edric Firehand faced each other in the final joust, and after many tilts, finally executed joust, and Lord Edric was unhorsed. No! Sir Norbert Sevenstar won, who's... Oh, wicked. Okay, he's only a trained fighter as well. Wow, well played. Awesome. Edric actually lost. Your Grace, for some time now I have been in the employ of Lord Manfred, but now I seek a better station. I humbly request to join you in Sevenstar. Let's have a look at you. Kurf Ivanero. That's a weird name. Formidable fighter. Yeah, except we need people like you. Awesome. He could become interesting. We'll mark him as important, just in case he becomes good. That's how we ended up with Wilbert in the end, wasn't it? Wilbert Josso. Yeah, it was a fine competition. Just waiting for our son to be born. Well, I'm hoping it's a son. I really, really hope it's a son. There's not really a lot more we can do. We've got to wait. We've got to let our money grow. We've got to let the realm prosper. Lady Dalla of Little Sister has been given me bizarre and repulsive evidence concerning a sexual preference. How should I use this? We'll keep it to ourselves. We're not really interested. Ambrose isn't interested in such things. He keeps his business to himself. He'll let them get on with whatever they're doing. Lord Holman of Oldcastle has inherited lordship of Oldcastle from Lord Colmer. Lord Colmer has died a mangled mess. Okay, severely injured, mangled. This character has been... Okay, what happened to him? Was that in the joust? Has died a mangled mess. It doesn't really say, does it, other than died a mangled mess. So, Lord Howman is now... And he's also wounded, but he's now the Lord of Oldcastle. Interesting. And his heir is obviously Colmore Bloom, who is incredible. Got a decent amount of prestige and piety, at least. Just got to wait for that son. At the age of 0, your acquaintance, Rickon Stark, died stillborn. Who's he? Is he the son of Robb Stark? Yes, okay, so he's had a stillborn son. He's had a daughter as well. Okay. That's a shame, because we do want the start line to carry on. How is young Theon Bolton getting on? Pretty well, pretty well. Not doing bad. The Blackwater Bay Peckwoodon Vacillation War has ended. Tybolt of Peckwoodon lost. Blackwater Bay, have they tried to claim... Oh no, okay, just something else. Don't forget, if you have name ideas for some of these areas, you can post them down in the comments down below, and I will look through them. If they're better than the ones I've come up with and what the creation team's come up with, we'll consider them and maybe swap them out for those names instead. Lord Marwyn the Bunner of Dreadfort accepted Queen Rowena of Mountain and Vale's peace offer. Okay. Oh, I think that was the... Yeah, the Royces were trying to go for independence, I think, wasn't they? But it looks like they've lost. Though I had thought my bodyguard Sir Lister to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival Anguy Silvereye is slightly erratic. Sir Lister claims to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and has asked for the permission to defend his honour. Anguy again. Always Anguy, isn't it? Everyone seems to hate Anguy. Disallow it, take no effect. Shall I just allow the duel just so Lister kills Anguy? No, we'll disallow it. We shouldn't do that, really. I don't think Ambrose would do that. Maybe a bit more of a ruthless king would, but I don't think Ambrose would allow it. Your friend Lord Ermine has sent you a gift. It's a small puppet, but of the finest pedigree, and desire to grow into a great hunting dog. Oh wow, awesome. Thank you, Lord Ermine. I accept this gracious gift. Pay someone to quietly dispose... Oh, send it back. No, I will accept this gracious gift. It gives us 1 diplomacy and health, and we also get a pet dog, so that's awesome. What would you like to name your dog? Oh, what do we want to name it? Dog. Just dog. Oak, Scar, Bosun, Bubbler, Steamer, Sunbeam, Steamer, Minne, Ghost, Bolt, Ajax, Cloud, Trigger, Mercy, Wistful. Not really sure what I want to call it, to be honest. Hunter. Do you know what? I quite like Hunter, actually. Yeah, let's go for Hunter. I like that name. And it will be a hunting dog. Yes, Hunter the dog. We've got a dog. Does it come up on here that we've got a dog? It should do somewhere. Yes, hunting dog. Your faithful hunting dog was given to you as a puppy and raised in your care. He is your most loyal servant and companion. Awesome. Absolutely awesome news. You have a new heir. Yes, we've got a son. If your character dies now, you will play as Edwile Sevenstar. 0 years old at the moment, but we're not going to call you Edwile. You will be Aengar II. King Ambrose of Andalia fulfilled the ambition to have a son. Yes, finally. Prince Aengar of Andalia. 1 child lacking a childhood focus. Princess Freya. I'm not really sure what to do. We'll go with Marshall. That seems to be your best one, so we'll go with that. And that means that we can actually now finally watch him already sort a betrothal out. No, he hasn't. So we will arrange a betrothal between Owen Greystark and Princess Violet of Andalia. I dread to think how amazing their children are going to be, because Violet has got incredible stats. And send. I'm sure Brandon's going to accept that. He is our best friend. May you live in harmony and contentment. I have decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between Princess Violet and Owen Greystark. 12 and 13. Only a year between them, and they are close friends. At the age of 70, your subject Amma of Blackman Tower died of depression. I don't even know who you are. We need a new ambition now. Have 5 children. Become exiled. No, I want to see the realm prosper for 5 years, please. We need to get the realm prospering. We need to get the treasury back up and the money. We've not got a lot of money. Your Grace, I've collected ample tax revenue in Sevensport. Thank you, Estian. 46 gold again. Awesome news. A daughter was born to Prince Owen of Andalia and Eleanor Salzard named Rylena. Rylena? Yeah, that's not a bad name. Yeah, we'll call her Rylena. Oh, wow. She's been born with the quick trait as well. That's awesome. Wow, poor Owen has had 3 daughters. There's a lot of 7-star princesses, that's for sure, and not enough 7-star princes. Oh, and we're in the year 66 as well. Robb Stark has had ice removed from their treasury. Why? What did he do with ice? Interesting. He's not sold it, has he? Was he desperate for money or something? Who knows? Is our army recovering more now? 20,000. A son was born to Sir Estian Rack and Elena Shycross named Leopold Snut. Oh, bollocks. This should not be happening. Oh, for fuck's... Oh, dear. Oh, I cannot believe this. Okay. So, even though she's chaste and zealous now and not lustful, she's still having an affair, and she's had a second bastard with Max Richards. Estion is going to hit the roof. Oh shit. Something needs to be done about that woman. That woman needs executed, in my opinion. Something needs to be done. Lord Estion has got to do something about her. He really has. I know he's given 2 sons, but Hunter is growing quickly and is no longer a little puppy. He runs fast and has a keen nose, and your dog handlers praise his good character. Good dog. Gain 10 prestige. At the age of 27, your subject Laura died of cancer. Who are you? Lord Robin of High Point's wife. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, he's had a daughter, though. Lord Robin has had a daughter. Lady Diana Brightmire. Awesome. Has his sister had any children yet? Because she is betrothed. Oh, yeah, she's married. No, she's not had any children just yet, though. Which is a shame. I'm going to make her Keeper of the Swans, considering that's now free. Why not? I think we'll forward to the end of the year of 666 and end the episode there. We'll see if anything pops up. We'll let the realm prosper. I really want to see how big our army gets once everything is under control. Queen Rowena of Mountain of Vale is declared Valeman at Wickeden. De jure war over Wickeden. Okay. A daughter was born to Kurth Ivan. Oh, that was that new guy who come in our court, wasn't it? He's had a bastard. Sir Gerald Mendelsohn has arrived at your court. He was in our court anyway. Where did he go? And who is your mother? Okay, no one like of importance court-wise. Okay. Your Grace, for some time now I have been in the employ of Lord Rogar, but now I seek a better station. I humbly request to join you in Sevensport so that I may serve you. Let's have a look. Skilled fighter. He's pretty decent. He's not too bad. I accept. Joins King of Ambrose of Andalia. Yep, okay. Decent fighter. Could be a good bodyguard for us as well. We'll make him important. I might change some of the house things for these new houses, just so we've actually got some House Bradgood, just to have it's cool to make these. Sometimes you don't need to make custom characters. The game gives you some decent courtiers and you can just tweak their sigils a bit to make it something interesting, and before you know it you have decent houses like House Josso. They wasn't actually a custom house that anyone created. They were just Wilbert, who was in a courtier in Whitford, who was really cool, and then he was an epic character, so I just ended up making them into a full-fledged house. So what should we give you as your sigil? You're from the Hornwood, aren't you? House Bradgood. Are you a first man or an Andal? You're an Andal. Okay. Let's give you something a bit different. Some sort of weapon. How about those nice crossing over long pole axe things? What colour? Orange is a bit boring. Let's try and go for something a bit different. A nice colour that I've not really used. I don't think I've really used green. What would look good on green though? Black on green didn't look that nice, to be fair. Black on green. What about, is there one of them pole axes on its own? Yeah, but that's a bit boring, isn't it? Let's go for something a bit better. Maybe an animal. What do you like? the animal sigils. And I think I'm going to change the things for the other guy that's just joined. Oh, a lizard. We wouldn't really get lizards in the north, though, would we, to be fair? Or scorpions. I think it's a bit cold for those animals. About a nice bird. Little duck. A goose, a swan. I'm going to go for a swan because I was gutted when we lost our swan. A black swan. Yeah, what about a black swan on a blue background for the lake? That'd be a cool sigil. Black swan on the light blue with... What colour should we make his beak? Just the normal colour if we've got it. Where is it? A nice little orange colour. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice sigil for House Bradgood. Think of a better name for Bradgood, guys, if you like, and we can change the name. And where was our other new courtier? What was his name? We'll also give him a cool sigil as well. And these can just be some of the... We could make these characters into barons. We can fill other people's courts up with some of these minor characters. We do need to start adding more minor characters. We've got all our lordships filled now, so it is minor characters that we need to be introducing now to the series. It was this guy wearing it, Calf. Ivanero. I don't really like that Ivanero. That's a bit of a strange name. I'm not overly keen on that, but let's try and find him a cool sigil as well. Let's forward through. Just gone for an animal for the last guy, so we'll go something a bit different for this guy. Let's have a look what we've got. Some pretty decent ones towards the end of the sigils. Let's just... Oh, a nice deer. A deer would be cool. A nice stag. There's the standing stag, but that's too Baratheon, so we'll go for that one. We'll go for the white stag on blue. I love that, the white on blue. It looks so nice. There we go. We need to think of a new name for Ivanero. I don't like that, so we'll... Can we? No, you can't actually randomise the name, can you? Which is a shame. So, if you guys think of a name for him for me, and that's 2 new families then in our court. Okay, something going on Volmart with the Ironborn, isn't there always? Halmor Bloom has had Onminissa. What's that, a book? Yes, it's a book. Account written by Harmer. It describes that animals are more sensitive to polluted waters in Ashai, even without drinking it. Okay, well, I don't know why you've got a book about Ashai. Would we even know about Ashai? I think we will end this episode here for now, though, guy. Oh, God, we've got another guy wanting to... Oh, no. I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with... Okay, we will ask politely for now. But we will end this episode here for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do hope that you've enjoyed. I know that we didn't get much action, but we've got a good look around the realm and a bit of an update on how everyone's doing. All those new children that are coming through. We sorted out marriages and guardianship, so a lot of lore stuff for the series. So I hope that you guys still enjoyed it. Obviously, we've got a massive kingdom now. We've got a lot to sort out before we can think about expanding. Please don't forget, you can comment down below to think of 2 cool family names for those new courtiers that we've got. Also comment down below on the series or anything else. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon.